With our 4 holes pre-drilled with a specialised countersink drill bit, I can install the first batten and double check that our jig and templates are working correctly. I've taped a 10mm packer on the top of the batten. This will serve as a spacer and allows me to push the batten hard up against the top of the frame.
You come and go like a monsoon rain. You hide and show like a lightning bolt. You have it all.
In this video series, I take you through the process of how we created this backyard art studio. It features 3 large windows and glass doors to allow natural light to fill the interior. It also includes an outdoor covered awning space with a hardwood batten privacy screen. We chose to use passive house design systems in the construction to make the most of the year-round weather conditions. In the previous episode, we installed our 3 windows and 2 doors, which enabled us to complete the walls by adding the cement sheet cladding. In this episode, we complete the outside of the windows by adding pre-painted hardwood framing around the edges. I then move on to adding pre-primed battens to all the seams of the cement sheet. This will complete the exterior wall of our studio. With the studio weatherproof and able to dry out, we make a start on the inside plywood wall panelling. I'll then move my attention to completing the exterior awning by adding the final pieces of cement sheeting and then completing the hardwood batten privacy screen. To complete the weatherproofing of the windows, I'm adding a hardwood frame around the entire perimeter. The pre-painted hardwood timber framing creates an overlap between the cement sheet and the aluminium window frame. With this first window complete, I start preparing the identical window next to it. I'm adding pencil marks to the wall that'll be used as a guide to measure the pieces of framing we'll be adding. By pushing an offcut of the same framing material hard up against the aluminium frame, I can scribe an accurate pattern on the cement sheet of where the frame will sit on the wall. Using the pencil marks, I can now take a measurement for the first piece of framing that'll be at the top of our window. I cut this top piece about 20mm longer than the pencil marks. Later in the process, we'll be trimming off the excess. I temporarily install the piece using my rubber hammer to make sure it's sitting hard up against the aluminium window frame. I now cut the side pieces of the window 20mm longer than the pencil marks. I'm using screws to hold them in place as it'll be easier to remove them later for the final trim of the frame.
Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down, collapse into water when they hit the ground.
I now fit the last piece of framing on the bottom, scribing it hard up against the 2 side pieces for an accurate fit. Once the bottom piece of framing is secured in its final position, I can accurately scribe the cut points of the rest of the frame pieces, starting with the top piece and then moving to the side pieces.
Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me. Let our minds be caught up in a dream. Quiet voices in the night. Time is running out of sight. A lonely wind is passing by, tries to carry all the whispers that it finds. The walls are listening when we talk, making echoes as we walk.
Once the framing pieces are returned to their original position and secured with the screws, I add galvanized nails approximately every 300mm.
Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me. Let our minds
With the window frames complete on this wall, I can start the process of adding the battens over the seams of the cement sheet. I'm using a purpose-made batten material that's 44mm wide, 11mm thick, and comes pre-primed. For the small lengths of batten around the window frame, I'm adding a bead of glue and then securing them with a galvanised nail.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain. Beauty in the Monday. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
To install the battens that run the full height of our wall, I rough cut them about 20mm longer than they'll be. I can then temporarily fit them in position to scribe a mark, leaving a gap for the batten that'll run across the top of the wall. I then secure the batten with a single galvanised nail near the top of the wall. This enables me to double check that the nails I'll be securing the batten with don't run into any existing nails or screws that are in the wall. After attaching all the vertical battens with galvanised nails, I'm ready to install the last piece that runs across the top of the wall.
And now, there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy on our tiptoes.
My client is painting the walls black as I install all the battens around the entire studio. We've been weatherproof for a couple of weeks now, so the inside is dry enough for us to start installing the plywood wall sheeting. I'm cutting the plywood outside the studio to avoid adding any unnecessary sawdust to the interior. Here I'm using a scrap piece of plywood to help protect our wall panelling as I make the cut.
And I can reach you from the distance. I can, so beautiful. I can hear you within the silence. We will dance away the gloomy days right here.
The local hardware store only had 3 sheets of this particular plywood, so we'll continue the installation after we're resupplied. In the meantime, we'll move on to adding more battens to the outside of the wall. Here I'm custom cutting small pieces of batten to fit round the beam that holds up the outside awning area. After scribing and trimming the piece, I double check its fit before adding glue and nailing it in place.
Stay close when it rains. Let me keep parts of you. Hand in hand is how we sleep every night. And I will watch you, breath after breath. Hold on, so beautiful. And if you fall, I will catch you.
Before adding battens to this wall of the studio, I'm installing the hardwood exterior window framing. I'm using the same method to fix the timber frames in place as I did on the previous window. First adding countersunk screws, then finishing it off with galvanised nails. All the hardwood has been pre-painted with a primer and 2 top coats. This will ensure it doesn't warp or cup when exposed to the elements.
Every step, every breath. For you, my head's up over the clouds. For you, if there's a valley, I'd build a bridge so that you could get back. Without growing so we could fly. Daydreaming is my new middle name. This is not a game for me. Imagine
framing's complete on the door and window, I can now start adding the battens to this side of the studio. The battens we're adding have two purposes. The principal purpose is to add a seam between the two pieces of cement sheet to help protect it from the weather, and then adding false battens to help keep the pattern symmetrical for looks.
Tonight we'll turn minutes into days, and nothing's gonna make me look away. Peel off a layer and breathe. Lift up your head and lead. Count the stars up before you leave. Save a kiss, pretty please. Try to reminisce over me. Know that I will cherish your memory.
To complete the installation of the battens, I'm caulking the edges where they meet the cement sheet. I'm using a purpose-made exterior caulking product that I apply with my caulking gun. After injecting the caulking in the corner of the batten and the cement sheet, I wipe it down with a wet rag to leave a smooth finish.
Peel off a layer and breathe. Lift up your head and lead. Count the stars up before you leave.
My client continues the process of painting the exterior walls in black, while I complete the installation of the framing of the doorway under the open eave area. One of the reasons I pre-drill all my holes before adding the nails is to make sure there's no hidden fixings underneath.
Give me tears so I can cry. And give me heart so I don't die. Give me tears so I can cry. And give me heart so I don't die.
With most of the battens installed on the walls, my client wanted to add a decorative grid pattern of battens to help give the studio a more Japanese architectural style. With my client pleased with the grid pattern on this wall, we repeated the same pattern on the front of the art studio. The final pieces of cement sheet we need to install for our exterior wall cladding are on the low side of the studio where there's no eave over the outside awning area. I'm using a combination of construction adhesive and galvanized nails to hold these pieces of cement sheet in place.
Out where time seems to fade, where your maps are no good. Trade your money for rest. Learn to master your mind. Mud on your boots tell the story of where you've been. Travel beat up, warning with settled soul. Trust your gut, you have earned at least that. Age has proven to be kind.
I now install the last of our battens on the awning overhang. It's important to have a solid connection with the battens on the cement sheet, as I'll be installing brackets to hold the guttering up over the top of these battens later.
You said, let me tell you everything I've seen, friends I've made, and then you tell me how you've been. Look a little closer, it's been quite some time. But you gotta let me know if I'm out of line. But there's some words that I I just wanna hear you say, to put it all straight before this night turns into day, and then I'm on my way. Yeah. Yes, I'm on my way.
With all the exterior wall cladding complete, we're going to move our attention back inside. I've been resupplied with some of the plywood paneling we're using for the inside walls, so I'm going to continue to install it around the windows. We're using a marine ply similar to what we installed on the ceiling, except these sheets are 8mm thick instead of 6mm. I'm securing the plywood with 30mm long finishing nails, which will be covered by hardwood battens later.
9 to 5 was my dad's advice. Don't think twice, I want the luxury life. My beauty can lose it, I'll use it. I'll take what I want. Oh yeah. A whole lot of ticking, not enough time. A whole lot of work for a trophy wife like me. Oh. Slow traffic caused me stress. Show no panic, I'm just born in a dress. And I know now I'm older, I'm done. I'll do what I want.
To make the covered awning area more substantial, my client wanted to add a hardwood batten privacy screen. The first step is to build a frame the battens will be secured to. After getting some accurate measurements of the opening size, I start to prepare the treated pine 30 by 60 framing material.
Spending Sunday at the gym, trying to fit in. Counting the days until I meet my future husband. I try to be kind to myself. I said, girl, you got this.
After checking the vertical piece of framing is the right length, I duplicate it and start the process of adding notches for the horizontal pieces that'll connect into it.
A whole lot of ticking, not enough time, not enough time. A whole lot of sweat for a trophy wife, The clock keeps ticking, still running out of time.
By using the depth gauge on my saw, I can efficiently cut 10mm deep notches in the vertical pieces. This will help keep the horizontal pieces connected and secure over time.
Your eyelids and perfect lips got me rushing pen and I'm so lit. Like lilies you open, the fragrance goes to my head, my darling. I get everything that has been don't matter no more. We've burned it. All those whirlwinds can't touch us no more. We've earned it.
To add extra strength where the frame connects together, I'm using waterproof glue in conjunction with screws and nails. After dry assembling the corner with the galvanized screws, I pull it apart to add the glue and then reassemble it.
Now everything that has been don't matter no more. We've burned it. All those whirlwinds can't touch us no more. We've earned it. Everything that has been don't matter no more. We've burned it. All those whirlwinds can't touch us no more. We've earned it.
After making sure the frame is sitting level and plumb, I glue and screw it to the wall and post.
Of all the magic places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you. Been walking down the street so many times, my feet know every brick and stone. Could wear a blindfold. No matter what I do, I'm coming home to you. And I don't know why, don't know why, don't know why. I'm always feeling homesick.
Once it's secured in place, place with galvanized screws, I add additional galvanized nails for extra strength.
This is where my heart is. Oh, I've seen many places where the beauty never ends. Different cities, friendly faces, and perhaps I'm going back.
After checking the horizontal pieces fit correctly, I install them using galvanized nails and waterproof glue, pre-drilling the holes to avoid splitting the timber.
Of all the magic places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you. Been walking down the street so many times, my feet know every brick and stone. Could wear a blindfold. No matter what I do, I'm coming home to you. And I don't know why, don't know why, don't know why I'm always feeling homesick. Oh, all I know, all I know, all I know is this is where my heart is.
Before installing the oiled hardwood battens to the frame we just constructed, I completed all the black painting for this side of the studio. I want to pre-drill all the battens for easy installation with decking screws to the frame we constructed. By cutting one of the battens to the correct length and temporarily clamping it to the frame, I can create pencil marks to where the screw holes will need to be. I double check both ends of the frame to make sure they're going to be in alignment. I've custom cut a template that fits the frame exactly. This template has pencil marks that'll set the spacing for the battens to help keep them even and symmetrical when we install them later. I then construct a jig on my sawhorses. This way all the screw holes in the battens can come out exactly the same. I transfer the pencil marks from the first batten we aligned with our frame, and then assemble the jig with some screws and add a stopper on one end. This will work as a reference point to push the batten hard up against and have all the screw holes come out exactly the same. With the jig assembled and solid, I clamp the first batten in place and start the process of pre-drilling the 4 holes we'll need to assemble the battens onto our frame.
You master how to simplify. You turn rain into a blue sky. Oh, when the wind blows and the windows are closing, you let the world know that what has been has been.
With our 4 holes pre-drilled with a specialised countersink drill bit, I can install the first batten and double check that our jig and templates are working correctly. I've taped a 10mm packer on the top of the batten. This will serve as a spacer and allows me to push the batten hard up against the top of the frame, allowing an accurate reference point for when we fix the screws in.
There's no use in looking back, going back, wishing back.
With the first deck screw securing the batten in place, I install the other 3 screws using my clamp to hold it in the right position. I then repeat the process for the remaining battens until I reach the end of the frame.
Breaking feedback, unless I'm gonna stay right here, stay until it disappears. One way
final episode as we complete some of the details of the outside of the studio, like the guttering and roof trim, and then move inside to complete the plywood wall paneling. We'll also be finishing off the details of the windows by adding expansion foam, window trim, and finally completing the pet door.
Could you hike back to if I was there?